All right, what's up, everybody? You're in the building with the Life Gains channel. I've got my big homie, Gerald Harris, who has one of the fastest growing real estate YouTube channels in all of YouTube. He's been helping people do big things, and he granted me an interview. He's took me under his wing because he's seen a young whippersnapper thinking he was doing something, and he had to teach me the ropes a little bit. So, Mr. Harris, how you doing today?
I'm doing incredible. How about yourself?
I can't complain, man. Well, thank you for taking the time to jump up here and just allowing me to introduce you to my audience and those that love real estate as an investment. And I first want to get this going by asking you, tell us a little bit about yourself and what got you going in real estate.
Back in, I want to say the late 90s, I was watching actually an infomercial, and a lot of your listeners may have heard this gentleman before by the name of Carlton Sheets.
Okay.
Well, what happened was he sparked an interest in me, and he kept talking about this concept called creative real estate finance.
Right.
And that is really where you go ahead and you purchase property with essentially no money or credit. That sparked my interest in real estate investing. Mm-hmm. And so that's really how it started. From there, it started to spark something in me. So what I did was I just became a student of this concept called creative real estate finance, which is how to buy property with no money or credit.
Right. And so since you've been using that as a vehicle to get into real estate investing, tell us about what has been one or two of your biggest deals using those same principles.
So I had a friend of mine when I was living in California. She had inherited a property. Her mother, unfortunately, had passed away. Mm-hmm. And she inherited this particular property. Now, this property was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home. And she comes to me because she knew that I was hot and heavy in real estate and I was active doing deals and that type of thing. And so what she was interested in was she was interested in selling her property. So I asked her, how much do you want for your house? And she said, you know what? At the end of the day, if I got $350,000, I'd be great with that. I said, okay, great. Let's go ahead. Let's do it. And so what I did was I went ahead and I gave her a contract. Essentially, I didn't purchase the property with money or credit. I wrote up a simple agreement between me and her saying that I would buy her property on paper for $350,000.
Right.
2 weeks later, what I did with that contract was I went out, I found some investors, and in finding these investors, what I did was I went ahead and I sold that contract on paper for $370,000.
Okay.
And so we closed that deal. It took us about maybe somewhere around 2 months, closed that deal. At the close of escrow, I made $20,000. How did I make that? Simply by negotiating equity in a sense. In other words, she wanted $350,000. The investors would go ahead and buy it for $370,000. They knew the property was worth $420,000, and at the close of escrow, everybody got what they wanted. And at the end of the deal, I made $20,000.
So wow! So basically, what you just did was one thing that's hot on real estate called wholesaling. You just basically took someone who wanted to sell their property. You kind of told them what you felt like it would be worth to them. You put a price on it. You found investors that still saw enough meat on the bones or enough money that they could take this property, fix it up, whatever they need to do, and they could sell it for a higher unit. You didn't use any money. You didn't use any credit. And you walked away with $20,000 that you can use to invest in another property or something else you wanted to do.
And you know what's interesting about that? And you're absolutely correct. This is the interesting part is I didn't know that it was called wholesaling.
Okay.
I didn't, in other words, I knew creative real estate finance. All I knew was I was buying a property at a lower price and I was selling it at a higher price on paper, and I knew that I could make money. I didn't attach a kind of like a label or a name to it. And I found out after that deal, it was like, wow, yeah, I essentially went ahead and wholesaled that deal. So that's really what really got me hot and heavy about the lane and the aspect of wholesaling property.
Man, that's amazing. And what would you say for newbies who they hear about these things, they want to get involved in real estate, and they want to know the easiest route for them to get involved in real estate? What would you say would be the easiest route or the path of least resistance for newbies to get involved in real estate?
It would definitely be the aspect of wholesaling. So I get this question a lot on my channel. I get this question from different walks of life. Everyone asks that very same question. It would be wholesaling. Wholesaling real estate. If you're listening to this right now and you are looking to get into some aspect of real estate investing, you don't need money or credit. You can wholesale real estate. And people ask me, well, what does it cost? If you can tie up a contract for $10, $10, you can wholesale real estate. You don't need money. You don't need credit. The thing that you need really is action.
Okay.
That's the thing that you need the most. Action and your ability to be consistent. If you can do that, you can win. Definitely.
So for those who are new to it and, they want to get involved with wholesaling, because like we've already mentioned, you don't have to have a lot of money. Your credit don't matter.
No.
How would a person begin to get into wholesaling? And of course, they can learn more on your channel, because I will have links for your YouTube channel and your Facebook group that does all these steps. But in a general sense, how would someone get started in wholesaling?
So I did a video probably about a month ago, if not a little bit longer. And one of the things that I instruct people to do is do something called driving for dollars. Okay, driving for dollars is this. You hop in your car, you drive around your local area looking for properties that are vacant and or abandoned, or properties that just need a lot of work.
Okay.
Take the time to drive around these different areas, find these properties, write the addresses down. When you get the addresses down, take the time to go ahead and look up the addresses on your local county website to see where the owners actually live. Mail the owners a letter, or go ahead and contact them via Facebook, whatever that is. Get in contact with them, send them an offer. It is that simple.
Gotcha.
That's simple.
Well, then, so ladies and gentlemen, if you want to learn more about how to go through that process, follow his YouTube channel. You can follow me. I do a little bit of it, but when I have the big questions, I refer to Mr. Harris, because he's the big dog in this thing. So having said that, for those other individuals that they've done wholesaling, they're versed in real estate, what would you say is the future of real estate investing? Would you say it's going to be more land investing? Would you say people are going to start buying up malls because malls are having to go to a different model? From everything you've seen, and you've been in the game since '88, is that not correct?
Yeah.
So
well, actually, you know what? I've been in the game, I want to say, since, I would say, the mid-'90s. Mid-'90s.
So you've seen decades of stuff. What do you think is the future of real estate?
So it's interesting you say that. So I'm doing a couple of things right now, which many people don't find this aspect of real estate sexy or appealing or whatever it is. Land. Land investing. You know what? It's interesting. I'm talking to you right now, so I'm going to let your audience in on a little conversation that I had recently. And everybody is worried about the market scare right now in terms of the market. And I'm going to give you this. Two things stand out to me when it comes to the future of real estate investing. I see land investing.
Okay.
Owner financing, buying properties at 10, 15 cents on the dollar, turn around and selling it, flipping it like you do houses. Land investing is hot. Another thing, stick with houses, but do something a little different with houses. As opposed to going ahead and renting a house, think about renting rooms. You're going to gain a lot more cash flow that way. If you buy and hold, you will increase your cash flow. Small apartments. The reason I say small apartments is you can turn that kind of like into a boarding house situation, as opposed to renting an apartment. Let's say, for instance, I have a fourplex.
Right.
That's great. I have a fourplex. What about turning around and renting each room in the fourplex? You got a 2-bedroom, 1-bath fourplex. Rent each room. do a boarding house situation, you over time will begin to decrease your risk.
Gotcha.
And those right there, if you stick to those, because even in a downturn, you will be fine.
Wow.
You will be fine.
What, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, y'all
it's almost like and I'm not going to coin this, but it's I'll give you this. It's a term that I went ahead and I told a couple of people. It's almost like recessionary proof income. If you can do that. Okay? Yeah.
You giving out the good gems today for free. Boy, I just learned something, and that might have to start shaping the way I do more real estate investing. I got to start looking at that. So that's kind of the model of having a hostel, or, you know, kind of doing an Airbnb, but you're not using Airbnb. You are doing it yourself type model.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I'm starting to begin to get you out of here. I just wanted people to get to know who you are. We want to talk a little bit more about, you know, how real estate has benefited your life. And we all get into real estate because it creates passive income. Basically, you spend money one time, and this is going to start generating you money going forward in the future. So with you being able to have done this and gotten some passive income, what do you do in your spare time to relax and enjoy and basically live off your passive income?
You know, and I think I told you this a while back. One of the things that, as you know, people on my channel, they've seen a little girl. It's my little girl, my daughter Imani. My wife and I, we get to do what it is we want to do. You know, we get to, we're not under the constraints of things that a lot of other people have. You know, we have this thing called residual income. We have, one of the things I say is we have the freedom to do and choose what we want to do.
Right.
You know, one of the things about real estate is it's a set up one thing, and then it can take care of you for life if you set it up correctly and you have the right type of mentorship. You know, one of the things I had spoken recently, somebody asked me, what do you see real estate as? I said, to me, it's 6 Saturdays and a Sunday. 6 Saturdays and a Sunday.
Right.
You know, it's like a vacation, you know, permanently. You know what I mean? So it's done extremely well for us. Extremely well.
So, and I'll get you out of here on this, and thank you again for your time. Everybody who's in the real estate investing or business have read or have a favorite book that has helped inspire them and motivate them. So give us some of your favorite business or real estate books that you've read that helped you get through. My
go-to all day long for years has been Think and Grow Rich.
Okay.
Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
Okay.
Another one has been The Cash Flow Quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki. Everybody knows him from Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Right.
Read that Cash Flow Quadrant. It basically breaks things down into employee, self-employed, investor, business owner. And when you can live at the bottom half of the quadrant, which is the investor, business owner, that's where your 6 Saturdays and a Sunday come from.
Gotcha.
It's beautiful. Those two are my go-to all day long.
Gotcha. Well, Millionaire Next Door that nobody would know, I want to thank you for coming and getting on this interview and giving us these hot takes to help people to get motivated, get inspired in real estate. Again, tell them how they can find you on Facebook if they want to get involved with one of your groups.
You can go ahead and find me on Facebook. Actually, it's a fairly new group, but it's actually close to 10,000 members. It's houseflippingfamily.com, houseflippingfamily.com on Facebook. The YouTube channel is House Flipping Guide. That's 3 words, House Flipping Guide. We just hit 20,000 followers or subscribers. And it's the interesting thing about it is I give away so much quality content, you know, so and it's helping a lot of people at the same time. Exactly.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I will have links for all that so that you guys can catch up with Gerald in my video description. Definitely take a look at his channel because he's helping change lives, giving you guys all the information and the confidence to get going in real estate. And he's also taking out the paralysis analysis that's usually associated with learning a new skill. And that's going to do it for this video. Gerald, thank you for coming and doing this interview with us.
Not a problem, not a problem. Thank you, and we'll be talking soon.
We will. Don't forget to like my video, comment, and subscribe. Share this message of life gains, ladies and gentlemen, because real estate is definitely a life gain. And until our next sexy as hell video, I'll see you.